Members, it's the appointed time and we have a quorum. Welcome to the last meeting of the Subcommittee on Matters Relating to the Development of Smart City. Agenda Item 1, the future direction of Smart City Development. Let's welcome the government officials to join us first. Please press the Request to Speak button if you'd like to speak. We have attending this item Mr. Tony Wong, Commissioner for Digital Policy, leading the team. We also have Mr. Francis Chang, Principal Assistant Secretary for Innovation, Technology and Industry, and Ms. Carrie Wu, Assistant Commissioner from the Digital Policy Office. Welcome. When Tony is settled, you may give your opening remarks. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members. The Undersecretary was supposed to be here, but there is a press conference, and the Undersecretary has to attend the press conference, so I will represent the administration to attend this meeting. So this is a summary of the meetings over the past 6 months. For the work of this subcommittee, I'd like to thank members for the support. We've had a number of visits, and we have learned more about the government's work in developing Hong Kong into a smart city. The ITIB has prepared a PowerPoint presentation to summarize the topics that we discussed over the previous meetings and our progress in following up on members' suggestions. I'll pass the floor to Mr. Francis Chang now to give the presentation. Members, good afternoon. I'd like to thank members over the past year for reviewing with the administration the latest development of the Smart City initiative. Members have offered a lot of constructive views. This can help us turn ourselves into a world-class smart city. I'd like to brief members on our work over the past year and the direction that we are going to take in taking forward this initiative. Since last September, we have had a number of meetings with LegCo members. We've also visited different facilities. And members have had a better understanding of the government's work. Members have offered a lot of useful views. For example, some members suggested that we could improve the use of chatbot technologies and expand the use of chatbot. In year 2024 and 2025, we have comprehensively expanded the role of our chatbot technologies, and it has offered help in our 1823 hotline services. For example, when submitting applications for public housing services, as well as student subsidies and library services, as well as recreational services, people can make use of the chatbot technologies. Our chatbot has replied to over 10,000 inquiries, and it is double of the number of 2023. We've also looked into the issue about 5G coverage. We've expanded the relevant subsidy scheme, and the subsidized service providers have set up about 50 base stations in Hong Kong. And this will help increase the coverage to 90%. And 98% of the hiking trails in Hong Kong will be covered with 5G communication technology. In terms of the Smart City Development Initiative, we have discussed 8 major topics. They include smart city development, smart government and digital infrastructure development, implementation of smart health, smart mobility initiatives, innovative technology in disaster prevention and life-saving, smart people initiatives, as well as smart environment initiatives. In terms of smart city development, we promulgated in 2020 the Hong Kong INT Development Blueprint. This has laid a clear direction on the smart development initiative. We seek to enhance the governance in terms of making use of technology. We also try to speed up the development of fintech, and we seek to build a secure cyber environment. We are highly recognized around the world in terms of our performance. The latest figure published by a Switzerland institution shows that we have increased to rank 19th in terms of our world ranking. Also, to speed up the launch of Smart Development Initiative, we have set up the Digital Policy Office. We have the relevant data governance policies, and we have steered the relevant government departments to implement the policies. In year 2024 to 25, we rolled out 8 proposals in promoting smart government to offer more convenient services. To step up the building of digital infrastructure, we have enhanced the IM Smart platform. We've also built the digital corporate identity platform, and we've built hardware facilities and the various internal digital infrastructure within the government. We've also had the data consented gateway to increase the sharing of data. The DPO encourages different government departments to make use of technology to enhance public services, and through the guidelines, we should promote the use of AI. We have earmarked $3 billion on a subsidy scheme. We asked the Cyberport to build a supercomputing center to support the data computing capacity. In implementing smart health, we have made use of INT to enhance service efficiency as well as people's user experience. We've launched a 5-year eHealth Plus scheme. It helps to manage the care journey as well as other services. We also have the Smart Hospital scheme. We are rolling out smart wards as well as smart pharmacies. We are making use of AI to help manage the data. The health department has had a dedicated office to help take forward the reform in this regard. Through system reform, we are boosting the INT capacity of clinical services. We are speeding up the transformation of R&D outcomes so that we can be an international medical hub. In terms of regional cooperation, we have stepped up cooperation with Guangzhou. This is to help enhance the development of these clusters in Guangdong and Hong Kong. We have dedicated websites covering over 150 services. We also have interfacing between the platforms of the two places, and this help deliver public services for people from the two places. We have also come up with a series of application scenarios for technologies. For example, smart mobility services cover the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. People can make appointments for services provided in Guangdong province. We also have 5G services, and we have signed the relevant agreement with the authorities in the mainland. This is to improve the sharing and flow of data between the two places. In terms of smart mobility, we have always want to improve the road usage rate. We've had the analyzing system to support the e-meters along the road. We also have the platform for sharing parking information. We will continue to promote automated parking system as well as the real-time adaptive traffic signal system. We also have launched the traffic enforcement system as well as e-driving license application system. In terms of making use of technology in disaster prevention and life saving, the government has been making use of technology to save lives. In terms of weather forecast, the Hong Kong Observatory has already introduced an AI system to forecast the level of water rise to minimize the risks. Also, the CCED has applied technologies like robotic technologies and remote sensing technologies to collect data to prevent landslides. The Drainage Services Department have also made use of robotic technologies to monitor the water level during flooding. There is also a collaborative platform and the use of robotic dock by the Fire Services Department. There is the HKSOS app, and there is also a firefighting robot technology from the Fire Services Department. In implementing Smart People initiatives, the government seeks to deliver different services to help retain talents. In terms of nurturing local talents, the Education Bureau has been promoting STEAM education in primary and secondary schools. It has also set up a steering committee on digital education. DPO has also subsidized different IT activities at primary and secondary schools. At the tertiary level, the government has been encouraging UGC-funded universities to launch courses concerning INT. We've also had internship programs, and we've set up a research talent pool to encourage university graduates to join the INT sector. We also have a training subsidy scheme for local talents. The Hong Kong Productivity Council as well as the VTC have also launched different courses to provide training courses for INT talents. In order to attract overseas talent, the government has launched the InnoHK platform. We have various talent admission schemes, including the Top Talent Pass scheme to attract talents. In addition, the government has held different exhibitions to promote the initiatives of Smart City to help those, including elderly people, to adapt to digital or digitalized life. We also have a barrier-free digital campaign, and we also have barrier-free design for our websites. In terms of smart environment initiatives, we have rolled out different measures to manage our environment. In terms of managing pollution and monitoring pollution, we have made use of radar as well as drones and sensors to increase the accuracy of environmental monitoring. In terms of monitoring air quality, the Drainage Services Department has also rolled out robotic technologies for that. We also have an online e-license application platform to increase efficiency. In terms of waste management, our smart recycling facilities are now set up in different housing estates. We will increase the number of smart recycling facilities, and the Green Electronic Participation Incentive Scheme has helped boost recycling rates. We also have monitoring system to reduce fly tipping. We also have rolled out a map for buses and taxis to go green. We have been making use of hydrogen fuel battery and in our commercial vehicles. The AFCD has been expanding the monitoring area for wildfire. We've also injected $400 million into the Green Tech Fund to support projects including waste reduction as well as green transportation. In terms of smart city development, we are trying to promote government services. The ITIB, as well as different government departments and bureaus, will continue to work hard. Based on the needs of public services, we will make use of advanced technology and roll out new measures to further build a digital government. With the concerted efforts of different government departments, we have already reached the goal of going digital within the government. We will stick to the 8 principles. We will make use of information technology to boost service efficiency. The DPO is also enhancing the IM Smart platform. Within this year, we will roll out new functions. For example, identity authentication as well as electronic payment, so that citizens do not have to download individual apps from different government departments. With only one app, they can enjoy the different services offered by the government. The DPO is also enhancing the Digital Identity Initiative. It will be launched in 2026. Within 18 months, all the relevant enterprises will have to make use of the platform. The government-to-government as well as business-to-business services will cover the finance sector as well as taxation services. We'll also launch innovative labs and to roll out AI government affairs so that we can adopt and make better use of AI. Since last November, the relevant measures under the GBA scheme cover different standard contracts. This helps improve the flow of data, and this also helps the delivery of different services. The DPO will continue to adopt a multi-pronged approach in rolling out regulations and rules to improve data governance. As we seek to improve data security, we will promote data sharing and data flow to cope with the changes in the big environment. In terms of promoting digital infrastructure, we seek to promote the use of AI, and this is going to be an important part of our work. We will continue to encourage different government departments to make use of HK Guide clerical services. We will expand the application scenarios. We will also expand the use of AI as well as the AI-related ecosystem. Under the Cyberport Supercomputing Center scheme, we will promote the use of AI. The Northern Metropolis is an important source of INT. Sentient Technopole will offer about 210 hectares of INT land, and Lao Fao Shan can offer about 15 hectares of INT land to support the data center. And in Sandy Ridge, there will be about 10 hectares of land for data center. Other than that, we will continue to coordinate different policy bureaus, departments, and organizations to identify more services which can make use of e-government services so that people residing in the mainland as well as in Hong Kong can make use of these online services and that they won't have to travel themselves to make use of the services. In Guangdong, we will set up self-service machines as well as self-service registration stations. As we seek to improve data security in response to various cybersecurity risks, we have already asked the various government departments and public organizations to step up their cybersecurity systems. They have to regularly monitor their systems and step up training for their staff. Also, the DPO every year hold drills, and through drills, we will step up the capacity of different government departments to cope with cyber attacks so that we can build a defense in this regard. All in all, the HKSAR government will continue to make use of data to enhance our governance as well as the quality of life of our people. We believe that with the concerted efforts of various sectors as well as LegCo members, Hong Kong will definitely become a smarter and more livable city in the future. That's all for my briefing.
Thank you. There are a few members who have pressed the button. Mr. Chen Chen-ying, Mr. Dennis Lang, Mr. Chen Xiu-hong, Mr. Benson Look, and myself. Each member will have 5 minutes. Mr. Chen Chen-ying. Thank you, Madam Chair. This subcommittee has discussed the 100 initiatives under Smart City Development guidelines. And I heard that our Smart City Index, well, in terms of Smart City Index, we ranked the 19th. It seems that we don't really have a very comprehensive plan. I hope that the administration will set out short, medium to long-term directions. Say, for example, what initiatives can be completed in 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, or 5 to 8 years. I wonder if this is possible. Will you set KPI, for example, on legal framework? Say, for example, the guidance on the use of AI, because this is important in our development of smart city. I wonder when we will complete the formulation of these guidelines. I know that the Digital Policy Office will be responsible for promoting these initiatives, but I wonder if there is a bureau that is higher up that monitor the progress of the efforts of the DPO. I have 2 questions. We all support the development of a smart city, but we have an aging population. There is huge digital gap among different generations. 50% of our people are about to be over 60 years old, and now 1/3 of them is over 60. Less than 30% of elderly are users of smart health. In Chengkwan O Hospital, when they try to use electronic queuing systems, as some elderly didn't know how to use the system, the staff there had to assist them, and that actually posed some burden to the manpower of the hospital. How can we step up publicity and education so that the elderly would know how to use the systems and devices? Perhaps in your in interface of remote application, you should make them simpler or enlarge the fonts so that the elderly will not be left behind as we develop the smart city. Second, I know that the government is developing AI plus governance. Some $3.2 billion have been set aside to develop this supercomputing center. According to ITIB, it is said that less than 50% of the users of the supercomputing center will be private enterprises. For Shenzhen, as an example, they make the supercomputing center available for free for private enterprises. I wonder if the model we adopt here would undermine the development of INT. We will make reference to Pengcheng Laboratory in Shenzhen to offer the supercomputing center free of charge to, say, startups so that we can expedite the development of smart city. Thank you. Commissioner, please. Thank you, Mr. Chen, for his support. He has some suggestions and questions. Madam Chair, please allow me some time to reply because he has given us some suggestions alongside some questions. Now, in terms of our overall planning in 2022, we published the Hong Kong Innovation and Technology Development Blueprint that set out the overall plan in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of IT development. It includes the efforts that we will make on developing smart government and AI. We're going to work along the directions set out in the blueprint. Well, we have new short, medium to long-term measures. We're going to roll them out as soon as possible, and we will report them to the Legislative Council. For medium-term measures, we're going to support the development of AI ecosystems, including upstream R&D and downstream commercialization of R&D outcome. We have this AISC set out in the budget, and we are going to seek the support of the LegCo for the construction of this Hong Kong AI R&D Institute. Hopefully, by 2026-27, we will have it commissioned. In terms of legislation, after we have this overall design, the ITIB in 2023 actually rolled out a cross-boundary data flow policy statement. In the policy statement, relevant policy initiatives and measures, as well as studies on protection of personal data, are set out in the relevant statement. On generative AI, it only became popular in the past 1 to 2 years, as it was a technological breakthrough of a sort. We have to monitor the use cases, and we have to keep an eye on the potential risks and issues that may arise from it. In April, my office actually promulgated a guidelines on the use of generative AI. In the guidelines, potential technical issues and its limitations are set out. We have given guidance to 3 major stakeholders, including developers, application suppliers, individual users, including individuals and enterprises. We tell them about the limitations of generative AI and what they should be mindful of. I think that most appropriate way is for us to just keep monitoring the growth of AI. There is limitations to statute law. It's perhaps difficult for us to make it so comprehensive that it can accommodate generative AI. Now, on cross-boundary, well, my apologies. I mean, well, the Digital Policy Office was established there recently, and it is a coordinator of smart government and smart city initiatives in Hong Kong. The office is empowered to work with different bureaus and departments to come up with guidelines and initiatives on the development of smart city and smart government. On the point about elderly, I completely agree with what Mr. Chan said. Last year, the DPO have obtained $100 million subsidy from the government and rolled out a program to promote the use of IT among elderly and to address the pain points. We know that elderly need support, That's why through the local organizations in 18 districts at 40 different support points, we have organized multiple training sessions teaching elderly how to use government mobile applications and how they can make inquiries or make registration. We also teach them about internet safety. We also offer technical support regularly because some elderly may forget what they learn very quickly, and whenever they need technical support, they can go to the stations that we have at 18 districts. We have staff there to teach them and help them with their issues. The service have been out for a few months. We already have 24,000 elderly persons who benefited. Our goal is that in the coming 2 years, we can reach out to over 100,000 elderly. We are still working on expanding our network. Together with the SPC, the Senior Police Call, we have been developing some programs to engage elderly who act as ambassadors to promote IT to their elderly friends. We also participate in district council meetings to promote the programs. We also reach out to district councilors as well as their assistants. Hopefully, we can further expand the service. Now, on AI plus governance. The supercomputing center at Cyberport is has a $3.1 billion subsidy scheme. So we welcome startups, R&D institutions, research teams at universities to apply for the subsidy scheme so that they can make use of the supercomputing center at a more cost-efficient way. The subsidy ceiling is capped at 70% of the fees charged by the supercomputing center. We have received 15 such applications, including applications from universities, government departments, and research teams along with private enterprises. The usage rate is approximately 90% of the capacity of the center. The center is expanding its capacity to meet the demand. We have already given out $300 million in terms of subsidy. We think that the center is very popular. We will continue to work on publicity and promotion, and we ask the Cyberport to expand the capacity from 1,300 petaflops to 3,000 petaflops. We think that it will meet the demand in the coming 3 years.
Thank you. Well, the first question took longer than expected. Next, Mr. Dennis Leung. The current term government over the past 2 to 3 years, in terms of promoting the development of smart city, it has been working very hard. The OGCIO as well as the Efficiency Office were merged to become the Digital Policy Office. This is a major reform and improvement. Mr. Ronald Chen asked about the digital divide. On the 14th of May, the government issued a notice. I've been asking whether the government could set up automated machines in Tin Shui Wai Tin Yu Estate, Cheung Kwan O Choi Lam Estate, as well as in Sai Kung Community Center. We see machines that offer convenience to elderly people. I thank the government for that. In primary and secondary schools, we have the Know More About IT scheme as well as IT lab schemes. These schemes have been effective. However, I'm more concerned about talent nurturing to turn Hong Kong into a smart city and to turn government into a digital government. We need manpower. I have been to 2 visits to the mainland. That includes the one on the 24th of April and the one held yesterday by the panel on public services. The other one was held by the panel on security. We see that the mainland government is going way ahead of compared to us. Back in 20 years ago, the mainland already had developed the concept of smart government. Hong Kong has to catch up in this regard in order to enhance speed, quality, quantity, and efficiency. I am concerned whether we have enough INT talents to take part in the Smart City initiative. Over the past 2 years, the government attracted talents as well as different types of professionals to Hong Kong. Do we have actual figures showing how many talents we have nurtured locally who have joined the INT sector? And how many talents have we brought to Hong Kong? I hope the administration will give us more information about this. How can LegCo work with the administration to encourage more young people to join the sector? How can we nurture more talents locally? I understand that we are seeing a serious manpower shortage. We need a lot of professionals and skilled workers. I'm worried that we aren't able to fulfill the mission given by our country to build ourselves into an international INT hub. I think it is only with local talents that we can support the initiatives set out in the INT development blueprint. Moving forward, what can the government do to attract young people to join the INT industry? Apart from bringing in talents from other places, how can we encourage the private sector to devote more resources to train up local talents? I see that the local educational sector has done a lot. For example, there are undergraduate courses. There are also internship programs to nurture talents. How can we do better, however? I hope that there could be more new initiatives from the government. There should be enhanced communication between the government and the relevant parties so that we can complete our target. Tony, please. Thank you, Madam Chair. I thank Mr. Leung for the questions. Questions are about inclusion. I talked a lot about our work in terms of promoting digital inclusion. Apart from training our elderly people and carry on with our community support programs, we will set up more support points in the community so that there could be more self-service machines and elderly people can simply register using the IM Smart app to use these services. Over the past few years, we have rolled out elderly-friendly design guidelines for government departments. Government websites now feature designs that can offer convenience to elderly people. There will be a simpler design in terms of the interface, and the fonts are larger. These are to help elderly people look for the functions they need. Apart from within the government, we want to encourage public organizations as well as private organizations to take care of the needs of our elderly people when they design their websites. We will share with them our design guidelines. We will also hold award ceremonies from time to time to encourage elderly-friendly designs. On nurturing talents, let me share with you some figures. Employment figures in the INT sector. According to the regular surveys we have done over the past 10 years, from 35,000 people in 2014, we saw an increase to 55,000 people in 2023. And we also see an increase from 2,400 to over 16,500 people in terms of the number of people employed in the INT sector. We also have graduate programs and internship programs as at the end of this February. We have offered over 16,000 internship places to university students, with over 1,500 organizations taking part in the internship schemes. As for the research talent pool, as at this January, we have had researchers as well as postdoctoral students coming to Hong Kong. We have already approved 14,400 applications involving over $7.36 billion. As at the end of this month, we have approved 18,000 subsidy applications, subsidizing over 49,650 people, and the total subsidy reaches $670 million. As for the tech talent admission schemes, we have approved 1,100 quotas as at the end of this month, and the Immigration Department has approved 606 visa applications as well as entry permissions. Through the Inno Hong Kong platform, we have attracted over 30 institutions and research institutes from over 12 places around the world. We have set up 30 different labs with over 2,500 researchers from Hong Kong as well as other places taking part in these research projects. We will continue to adopt a multi-pronged approach to attract INT talents. For example, the Education Bureau has enhanced its tech training in primary and secondary schools. There are also coding as well as AI-related courses in primary and secondary schools. In universities, we have subsidized different tertiary institutions to launch INT-related programs. On the other hand, we are proactively attracting overseas INT talents to Hong Kong through our talent admission schemes as well as research collaborative projects. We hope that these overseas talents can bring in their projects to Hong Kong as well. Next, Mr. Chen Xiu-hong. Thank you, Madam Chair. This morning, under the arrangement made by the EEB as well as the ITIB, we have been to a visit to learn about smart environment initiatives. The smart environment initiatives have been very effective. I'm quite confident with the initiatives, and I believe that the initiatives will continue to be carried out. I realize from these initiatives that the government has over the years done a lot of work. It's just that there's been a lack of publicity. For example, pollution monitoring. This kind of work has been carried out by the government since 2018 and 2019, and results have been yielded. Now, having spoken about the effectiveness of the government's work, I'd like to come back to this topic about the recap of the government's work in 2024. The government has achieved results in the 8 major areas. The ITIB, the DPO, as well as the relevant government departments have done a lot of work concerning INT, and I recognize their efforts. Now, this is the last meeting of the subcommittee, and we are having a recap. I'd like to express my personal views. In building as well as promoting smart city development, we are always on the path. Now, having recapped the government's work, I'd like to talk about the way forward. Having read this PowerPoint presentation, I feel that I'm only seeing the trees, not the forest. The reason why I say this is because we have had various smart city schemes and initiatives under the 8 major areas, and I am expecting that there will be a merge of all these initiatives and schemes. I wish that there could be a clearer development blueprint. There could be a development blueprint 2.0 or 3.0. I suggested this because with the years of efforts made by the government, we need to tell the public about the future roadmap under the Smart City Development Scheme. Professor Sun Dong, the secretary, told me that there was this INT development blueprint promulgated earlier, and there is already a framework in the blueprint, so there is no need to have latest version of the blueprint. I agree and disagree. We may not necessarily need a Smart City Blueprint 2.0. However, the existing blueprint only sets out the measures launched and the future directions. But if we can have a Blueprint 3.0, we can include AI, supercomputing, and e-government in the blueprint. We should merge the efforts made by the different government departments. We should have a systematic way to integrate all these measures. Like Mr. Ronick Chan said, do we have a short, medium, and long-term target? Also, I care about resource consolidation. Otherwise, government departments will work in silos. Under the leadership of Mr. Wong, the DPO plays a very critical role. Under computerization of the public works project, take A007GX as an example. We've spent some $2 billion. Well, the money has been spent, but I don't see a very effective consolidation of resources. So I'd like to ask Mr. Chang or the commissioner, will there be a merge of the different initiatives and schemes under the 8 major areas? Will you allocate resources to areas that deserve more support? Then can we have a higher level design of how we can promote the development of smart city? Sorry, Madam Chair, I am overrunning. This is the last meeting. I'd like to have a recap. I think it is time for us to review whether there is a need to have a Smart City Development Blueprint 3.0. You can have a different name for that, but I think we should have a development blueprint for the coming 3 to 5 years.
Madam Chair, I will take Mr. Chan's questions. Thank you for the suggestions. I agree with what Mr. Chen said. We have to continue to strive for the development of a smart city. So various bureaus and departments will work along the direction under the blueprint, and we will roll out new measures and initiatives as appropriate. During the visits made by the members and the last few meetings, I'm sure that members are aware of the measures that we have. We're going to step up promotion and publicity so that members of the public know how Smart City can help with their day-to-day lives. On the point of having an integrated platform so that people can have access to all sorts of information on it, well, we actually have a thematic website. And we set out the latest progress of the projects that we have so that members of the public can be aware of what kind of projects, initiatives we have. Now we are working full steam ahead and implementing the initiatives and measures that we have, rather than creating new projects and new initiatives. Our focus now is on the implementation of policies. In the future, we are going to review the projects and initiatives, and we will report to members about the progress on a resource consolidation. The DPO is authorized by this subcommittee to grant different funds to different works projects under the Capital Works Reserve Fund so that we can transform the government. We asked the project proponent to set out the potential effectiveness of the project before we grant them any subsidy. Through this Capital Works Reserve Fund, we have supported many different projects and initiatives to promote the development of a smart government and smart city. Now we focus on implementing the projects that we have already set out in the blueprint. Madam Chair, I have two follow-up questions. I may press for the second round. Mr. Benson-Look. Thank you. Today we are to recap the things that we have discussed in the previous meetings. I'm concerned about how we can promote digital governance and smart city. If the government can actually go digital, then many people would benefit. I have two questions. First, well, yesterday, together with the commissioner and members of another panel, we went to the Shenzhen municipal government to look at digital governance there. The Shenzhen municipal government centers have implemented this idea of having one platform offering all sorts of service. So members of the public will only have to go on to a single portal in order to enjoy all sorts of service offered by the local government. Our IM Smart application is improving. But I realized that there are many different applications developed by the government. I know that the Transport Department alone has 2 to 3 applications. So I wonder how many mobile applications we have under the SAR government. My second question, we always talk about having a single portal for all sorts of government service. Can we not consolidate all the mobile applications of the government so that we are left with a few applications? Is it possible, and how long would it take? On the point about digital divide, I think that there are 2 types of it. First, it has to do with digital resources. Families without means may need support to have access to digital devices. Second is about knowledge. Yesterday, we visited an AI company that focus on legal services. They can generate AI opinions and contracts by making use of technology. By having this technology, junior lawyers may be replaced. Take 1823 as an example. The government said that they have made use of chatbot and AI to answer inquiries. I think that in a few years' time, the staff at the 1823 centers may be completely replaced by AI in the coming few years. For professionals and people who are not well versed in AI, how can we equip them with such a knowledge? While we advance our technology, we also have to educate the people. Now, when we talk about a way forward today, I think that we need to look into how we can equip our members of the public and our professionals with the knowledge and the know-how. Commissioner, thank you. I thank Mr. Lux for his support to our work and his questions. First, on the government's mobile application, we do need to consolidate different applications so that people can enjoy and can have a single portal for all sorts of online government services. We have been upgrading and transforming our IM Smart application, and we have included many more functions to it. Very soon, we are going to include a mini program function in the IM Smart application so that people can make use of this mini program platform to use the service available in other government mobile applications. The DPO has been looking into the usage rate of different government applications. We asked the departments and bureaus to review the applications from time to time to see if the functions still meet the demand of the people, and if the applications has its mission accomplished, then we may ask the relevant departments to unlist it from the shelf. We used to have 100, and now we only have 76 mobile applications in the government. We think that this figure is still not good enough. Hopefully, by having this mini program platform on the IM Smart application, we will be able to halve the number of mobile applications we have under the government. For applications that have low usage rate or which functions can be included in I'm Smart, we may phase them out. Some departments have a single application that offer all sorts of services to the people. We may keep them, but we at the same time still ask these departments to include the functions that are regularly used by the people and the main data they have collected in the IM Smart application, so that people can use more general service on the IM Smart platform. And if people need more unique service that is only offered by that particular department, the IM Smart application can bring them to that particular application developed by the department. As to how we can equip professionals with technology know-how, the DPO will actually work with different professional bodies on technology exchange. Well, I think that different professional bodies also need to enhance their knowledge of technology. If they so require, we are happy to offer assistance. We can work on promotion and publicity as well as education together. And I appeal to Mr. Lux's body to work with us on this front. Thank you.
Mr. Ma Fong-kwok. Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe this is the last meeting of the subcommittee. I'd like to thank the government's support as the issues we raised at this subcommittee were followed up in a systematic way. Smart city is a huge topic, as mentioned by the other members just now. I have my own concern, that is, how can we follow up on this topic in LegCo in the future? For example, we touched on the 8 major areas. Should they be discussed in different panels, or should there be a dedicated subcommittee for this topic? I'd like to hear the administration about this. Now, we have talked about the 8 major areas. I paid attention to the opening remarks, but there wasn't a lot of mention of KPIs. There was no mention about users' feedback and the relevant assessment and evaluation. I hope the administration can elaborate on this. The administration mentioned a number of measures such as e-wallet, e-government services, e-mobility schemes, and e-mobility compared to countries in Southeast Asia as well as the mainland. We are quite behind. I touched on this a few days ago in one LegCo meeting. We need technology as well as government policies to build ourselves into a smart city. We are not lagging behind in this regard. It's about people's mentality. How confident are they in using these technologies? This is a crucial indicator. Apart from the government, in promoting the use of technologies, it's crucial how we are going to educate the public and promote to them about the use of technologies. We need to let people know through different channels that building a smart city is important. We need people's support and recognition in this. on protecting privacy as well as on monitoring the use of technologies, I think people lack the confidence. There have been many apps, and by downloading these apps, we might reveal our personal information. Are there ways for the government to educate the public how they could identify the different types of apps and how can they enhance the awareness to better protect their personal information? Tony, please. Thank you, Madam Chair. I thank Mr. Ma for supporting our work in building a smart city. A number of questions have been asked in terms of how we can continue to follow up on this initiative and topic. All along, we've been discussing this topic at different LegCo meetings. Policy bureaus as well as government departments, when reporting to LegCo about their work, they have been including the progress about how we continue to build a smart city. There are different application scenarios. And in CIITP, we have been reporting to LegCo members about the latest progress of developing ourselves into a smart city. On digital or smart tourism, as well as smart mobility, we are seeing progress in terms of the use of technologies. Visitors, when they plan their journeys, we are seeing a change in the pattern. Since last December, we have implemented the Tourism Development Blueprint 2.0, and there is a part in the blueprint that talks about our tourism strategies and measures. They are to enhance visitors' experience as well as to enhance the industry's competitiveness. I understand that the CSTB will follow up with the work and it will report to members about their work where appropriate. I've also heard members that we need to do more in publicity so that members of the public know how they can benefit from the Smart City initiative. The member asked about cybersecurity as well as personal data security. Through the DPO as well as the Cybercrime Bureau under the police force, we have been holding a series of events and activities every year. They target different stakeholders, including the professional sectors, SMEs, as well as individuals. We have been stepping up our publicity in this regard, and we will continue to enhance our work on this front in the future so that members of the public, including SMEs, know how to adopt technology to enhance cybersecurity and personal data protection. Next, Ms. Carmen Khan. Thank you, Madam Chair. I thank you for leading this subcommittee. We have been working on the 8 areas brought up by the DPO and the administration. We have done a lot of work since the establishment of the subcommittee, the DPO as well. Page 14, there is mention about digital infrastructure as well as cybersecurity. There was the legislation on critical infrastructure. I understand that the government is not included in the ordinance because the DPO is doing the coordinating work as it is taking the lead to adopt protection measures. I am more concerned about third-party services. When we talked about the bill, we talked about third-party services. can the DPO tell us about this when the government uses third-party services? How could potential cyber security issues be dealt with? Also, I understand that the DPO has been offering support to different government departments. And how will the dedicated office to be set up benefit from the support of the DPO? Now, about privacy concerns, we hope that there could be legislations soon. The ITIB as well as the DPO would like to see the legislation too. For example, there is currently no mandatory reporting of information leakage or disclosure. How can we regulate this? I'd like to hear from the DPO. We want to have the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance amended soon. We want to have a phased approach. Also, the third party will be obliged to report any information leakage. I want to hear from the DPO about this because you have the experience in this. I want to know if legislation will help protect cybersecurity. Now, on I Am Smart, I have a small suggestion. How can you step up your publicity work? Members of the public care whether the I Am Smart app is helpful. You have about 3 million registered users now. A lot of e-licenses will be issued through the I Am Smart app. You mentioned that there will be e-licenses. Will people submit their applications for e-licenses on I Am Smart, and in return they'll get a discount of say $20? Say I want to apply or renew my passport, and I can get a certain level of discount by using the I Am Smart app. Tony, I thank Ms. Carmen Khan for her support on our work in the Smart City Development Initiative. On cybersecurity, we supported the Security Bureau to legislate for critical infrastructure. We will work with the Security Bureau by contributing our knowledge in information technology. On third-party services within the government, there are a series of guidelines targeting the use of third-party services. In recent years, we have stepped up our requirements in safeguarding national security. We will continue to monitor the changes in the market to continue to enhance the requirements. For example, in terms of the personnel engaged, we have to have a background check on them. There should be a clearer division of work among government personnel as well as contractors. This is to make sure that contractors will not be exposed to certain data. They will only be exposed to certain testing fields, for example. These are all included in our existing guidelines concerning protecting cybersecurity. As we establish the dedicated office to ensure critical infrastructure safety, we will establish a code of practice. And the professionals under the DPO will be dispatched directly to this future dedicated office to be responsible for the relevant professional work. They will monitor the compliance of organizations in these requirements. They will also help with the promotional and publicity work. Now, on the review of the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance, we will work with the CMAB. We will contribute our expertise and knowledge as well as experience to the Bureau. Now on IM Smart, we are thinking how we can better promote the app in terms of discounts and incentives. We will consider working with different government departments and bureaus to offer incentives and discounts to members of the public so that they will be incentivized to download and use the app. Now we will have the eMPF platform. There are 4 million some workers that are under the MPF scheme. And using the IM Smart to log into the eMPF platform, it could be a very straightforward channel and way. We hope to work with the MPF scheme authority to step up promotion so that more citizens can, through registering to use the IM Smart, they can also make use or reach the eMPF platform as well.
Mr. Tang Fei, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to talk about IM Smart. I wonder if it will turn into something like Google One, such that all government services will be included in the application. That is, IM Smart will serve as a portal linking to all sorts of services offered by the government. People cannot have access to education-related service through the IM Smart application currently. If IM Smart application will become something like Google One, then we wouldn't have to launch many different applications to enjoy different service. Now, when we log on to Google One, it will bring us to different service offered by Google. Second, on data privacy. The administration just now said that there will be safeguard in place, but currently, government departments or bureaus cannot share information. Now, with the eMPF platform, information of 4 million employees will be uploaded. In the future, we may have a large database with attributes of people collected. And this is a great source of information for our future planning. So I wonder if the DPO or the administration has thought about how we can enhance data sharing among different departments so that overall planning can be facilitated. By overall planning, I'm not talking about policy address or budget, because different departments and bureaus have to draw up their plans too, and sometimes they cannot just rely on the data that they have collected. Privacy concerns may be the reason why now different departments cannot share information or data. I think that we should learn from the mainland, because now their departments can share information. Now we have general studies on artificial intelligence that is educating the people of all sectors or age segments of AI. Our country has just promoted the education of AI for all. I don't think that Education Bureau alone can promote this. Perhaps the Digital Policy Office can drop a plan for AI education for all. The European Union, Singapore, and our country are working on building such platform. They are building a platform on AI education. However, we don't have it. So are we going to develop these applications? Tony, thank you. Mr. Tang for his support and questions. First, on I Am Smart. Our goal is to consolidate all government services into the I Am Smart application so that we have a single platform or portal for all government services. We welcome public organizations and private enterprises to make use of I Am Smart. We also encourage them to include the service that they offer in I Am Smart. I Am Smart is not just a portal to different services. We hope that users will be able to complete their service on the I Am Smart application so that they won't have to go to another application via I Am Smart. We welcome tertiary institutions making good use of the I Am Smart platform. We are working with the Cyberport. We have an I Am Smart Sandbox program. Under this program, enterprises and organizations can develop applications that are compatible with I Am Smart, and they can test out the functions of their applications under the Sandbox program. On data privacy and sharing. We are aware that many different governments collect data from the people. Currently, they cannot share information because we have to uphold the requirements under the Personal Data Privacy Ordinance. So departments can only collect data for certain purposes. But through the consented data exchange gateway, people can authorize the governments to share the data that they have submitted. By this, government departments can share data with various departments so that people won't have to submit their information too many times as they apply for a different type of government services. From the department's perspective, they wouldn't have to spend extra manpower to verify the validity, to verify the information of the members of the public because they are shared from other departments. We have been encouraging the government departments to work with other bureaus and develop new services. Now, on sharing data with the trade, together with the Hong Kong MA, we have a sharing platform. That is the CDI, Commercial Data Interchange. Financial institutions, through the Commercial Data Interchange, can obtain data from departments such as the company's registries. By this, the financial institutions can verify the applicant. They can obtain information of the relevant companies. Second, we have a policy to ask the departments to open up data without any personal particulars for use of public. Members of the public can then automatically obtain these data source to develop their own applications or do research and development for the purpose of innovation. This includes spatial data, and this is conducive to the development of smart city. As to how we can make sure that everyone knows what AI is and knows how to use it, the DPO has been supporting various bureaus, including education bureaus and the labor and welfare bureaus, on this. As I said in my opening remarks, the Education Bureau established a steering committee on digital education. Representatives from the INT Trade and the Education are members of the steering committee. Thank you. Professor William Wong. Thank you. This morning, I attended a Smart City event. Congratulations, the event was very successful. People complained about the lack of AI civil servants in the government. We do have robotics in the law enforcement agencies. I think that we have to step up publicity. I have 3 questions. First, on super application. IM Smart is a kind of super application. On G2C, P2P, there are 3.3 million of such. We have 7.5 million people in Hong Kong. How can we increase the number of users? Now on G2B service, for the software trade, they may make use of government applications. Now you have this mini program platform in the I'm Smart application. This is an M2M sharing. I wonder if the government has such policy. On G2G, the commissioner has touched on it. That's about how different departments and bureaus can share data. Some departments have their own robots, but due to the lack of data exchange platforms, it's difficult for departments to share their innovations. Now on interoperability, interoperability. I wonder what the policies government have.
Tony, thank you, Madam Chair. I thank Professor Wong for his support on our work. I would very much like Professor Wong to help promote our app on your platform so that people, when reading your column, they will learn more about the application of AI by the government. Now, I Am Smart is a G2C platform. We have been proactively developing new functions. We are including new functions into the app, and we will work with different government departments to promote about the new functions so that more people will register to use the app. We currently have about 3.5 million registered users, and we have over 8 million downloads. You can have access to a lot of government-related information on the app. We hope that we can achieve the goal of single portal for online government services by the end of this year. Our goal is to have over 4 million registered users for the I Am Smart platform. We'll continue to work hard, and we will include more commonly used services in the platform so that more people will register to use the app. The other one-stop platform is a business-to-business platform. We are now developing the digital corporate identity platform. It has a similar positioning compared to the I Am Smart platform. It is a government-to-business as well as a business-to-business platform. For licensing application as well as submission of returns or statements, businesses will be able to make use of this one-stop platform to make use of all these services. We hope that after 18 months after the launch of this platform, we'll be able to support the digital corporate identity platform. There are some services commonly used by the public, including those related to taxation, subsidy programs, as well as financial services. Through the digital corporate identity platform, people will be able to have access to these services. We hope to attract enterprises and businesses to use this platform. On the sharing of data, as mentioned, we are encouraging cross-departmental sharing of data. The consented data exchange will ensure sharing of data among different government departments. The gateway will also serve as a unified window for the sharing of data. We will come up with standards concerning the sharing of data. Through the exchange gateway, we can standardize the sharing of data among different government departments. There will be an interoperability framework for the sharing of data which set out the standards for sharing the different types of data. The consented data exchange gateway will be connected to different government departments. As we do that, we will enhance the standards. Thank you. Now it's my turn. I'd like to first thank the administration. It has done a lot of work and it has been giving us report about the work. I thank also members for actively participating in the work of this subcommittee. We've had duty visits, we've had meetings under the subcommittee. We've learned what the government has done in building Hong Kong into a smart city, and we've had meetings to follow up on the work. We failed in attending some of the duty visits because we were too busy. However, I do hope that we will carry on with our work in the future. This morning, we visited the Smart Environment Facility. It is a great facility with the incorporation of new technologies, new materials, and new methods. These are to protect the environment. However, at the same time, LegCo members as well as members of the public have been criticizing how Hong Kong has been falling behind compared to neighboring cities in terms of building ourselves into a smart city. So first, I think the government should let the public know what it has done. If we members do not have the knowledge about this, we cannot help promote the work of the government. Also, we need to do more to popularize science education. Over the past 1-2 years, the commissioner has organized different exhibitions in different districts in Hong Kong. Each of these exhibitions allowed members of the public, as well as the different trades and industries, as well as visitors from overseas and the mainland, to learn about how advanced we are. Take InnoEX as an example. It is a major Smart Hong Kong exhibition. I've got a lot of feedback that people from other provinces and cities of the mainland would like to learn from our practices. They may be leading in some areas, but we are also at the forefront in some areas. We've been promoting AI as well as low altitude economy. A lot of them said that last year when they were here, they did not hear about these initiatives. But this year, a lot more initiatives have been launched. They were surprised that we are so ahead all of a sudden. We always think that we need to follow the others. Whenever we come up with a new idea, the government will ask if there are certain references from other places. We always learn from other people's practices, but now we want to be global leader. We want to be a pioneer. We need to be confident to be a leader instead of a follower. We want to continue to develop ourselves into a smart city. Mr. Chen Shu-hong just now said there could be a development blueprint 3.0. This is the wish of a lot of LegCo members, so I hope the administration will look into this. We understand that there is the INT development blueprint, which covers the different initiatives. However, we think that there is a need to have a new smart city development blueprint. You can keep updating it by posting it online. Without a blueprint 3.0, it looks like we're stopping at a point. We're stopping at 2.0. On publicity, we need to do more so that members of the public can learn more about the government's work. In the face of fiscal deficit, a lot of government departments have to cut their expenditures. I got feedback from different industries saying that it's hard to cut their budget, so that's why they would cut smart government initiatives or projects first. They would cut the relevant manpower, and afterwards they will stop upgrading the relevant services or projects. For example, we have a platform called COP, and it is only used when there is typhoon or heavy rain. We hope that this platform could be used more extensively on other occasions when there are emergencies, for example. But it seems that there is no plan to further upgrade the platform now. geospatial lab will also be terminated. I am the founding president of the Smart City Alliance, but I'm not taking part in the alliance's work anymore. So a lot of members are of the view that the geospatial lab should be maintained because it is crucial for public education. These are just parts of the projects that I heard will be cut. It looks like there are other smart city related projects that will be done away with because of limited budget. Will the government consolidate resources to support certain government projects? Also, I'm quite surprised that many members spoke about digital divide. I have been concerned about this problem for some 20 years now. I met the commissioner some 20 years ago because we wanted to tackle the problem of digital divide. Indeed, the government is still working hard in this regard, but we have to carry on with our efforts, especially when there is an aging population. We need to also tackle the digital divide at schools and also digital divide among the disabled. Commissioner, please. I thank Madam Chair for supporting the government's work as well as her efforts over the years. I hope you do see our progress and results achieved. Moving forward, we will continue to do more to respond to citizens' needs. To respond to your questions about publicity and promotion, I agree that we need to do more in the future. We need to popularize science education. You mentioned about INT exhibitions and exhibitions in different districts. Public education is part of our work in popularizing science education. We will have more exchanges with the mainland, with the INT sector. We will take part in national exhibitions as well as large-scale events. We want the INT sector of our country to learn more about the latest development of Hong Kong. On the point about Blueprint 3.0, we've heard members' views. As mentioned just now, we are focusing on implementing the different initiatives. When there are progresses or latest updates about our work, we will report them to LegCo members. We will also update our Smart City website where necessary. Also, where necessary, we will consolidate our resources and review our blueprint. Madam Chair mentioned the two platforms. The CEDD will continue to enhance the COP platform. It will strengthen the sharing of real-time data among different government departments. For example, AI inquiry services, technologies to help with the relief work after disasters. The CEDD will continue to enhance these services through the platform. The Development Bureau will also enhance the CSDI platform. Through the platform, the Development Bureau has been publishing different data. Take the Geospatial Lab as an example. It is part of the platform, and there is no plan to stop operating the Geospatial Lab. We will continue to step up promotion and training, as well as encourage public participation. we will work with the I&T sector, such as the Cyberport as well as the Hong Kong Science Park, to further expand the data ecosystem and the development of smart city. I think this is a very good platform for popularizing science education. On promoting digital inclusion, as mentioned by Madam Chair, the government has been devoting resources over the years to build our own mobile apps and to promote digital inclusion. We have incorporated guidelines concerning elderly-friendly designs. Moving forward, we want to encourage the sector to take part in the work on this front. There are people who need to have access to information about the government. They also need to have access to information about different businesses. This is to help promote the digital economy.
Mr. Andrew Lam. Over the past 3 years, I have been a member of this subcommittee. I see progress made by the government. In the past, members of the public and foreign visitors have limited understanding on the development of smart city here. Due to various reasons, it seems that the government is hesitant in promoting the outcome that they have achieved. But in the past 2 to 3 years, we have seen concrete results. First of all, I'd like to thank the various government departments for their efforts. Now, riding on what the Madam Chair just said, given the fiscal deficit, we have to be cautious with our spending. Now, coming back to the point about smart city development. We have now one more production factor, that is data. So our requirements for smart city development and management is different. It's all about infrastructures, just like how we develop new development areas. We need roads for that, for example. Smart city will be our future position because we're developing innovation and technology. Unless you tell me that I&T will not be our future engines of development. However, if that's the case, we must have infrastructures for that. The electrical members will make sure that the resources are well spent. The administration always say that we have to be cautious. They always talk about demonstration zone. They said that we have to take the lead. But can we actually be the leader if we adopt the old way of thinking? Can we actually become a demonstration zone? I think we need a cultural change in the community, not just within the government. If our community does not allow for mistakes, there's no way for us to innovate. By mistakes, I'm not talking about buildings collapsing. I believe that we do have enough safeguards in place to make sure that we are secure while we develop innovation and technology. Now, writing on my first point. When we spend, we have to focus on two key points. I've been talking about this on multiple occasions. We have so many good initiatives. But can we commercialize it? Do we have use cases? Do we have application scenarios for these innovations? We need to make sure that the private enterprises are aware of our innovations before they can try to consider to use it. We have to transform our expenditure into outcome and productivity. I will not talk about each and every examples in detail, but when we went on visits, we saw possibility in commercializing our innovations. I think that we should focus on investment and its return. On how we can better manage technology. Well, if we can manage it well, then we can save on some of our expenses. I rarely hear the government talk about how much they can save by using technology. We have been promoting smart government. We need to make sure that people are aware of how much we can save by using IT. Thank you. The Commissioner, please. Thank you, Mr. Lam, for his support of our initiatives on smart city development. On promotion and publicity, we will step that up. On the use of resources, even given the fiscal deficit, various government departments, ITIB, DPO, encourage departments to develop new projects. As long as the projects are cost-effective, we will support them. As to how we can make sure that the project is effective, we have to look at its broader impact, such as how much resources can be saved by implementing the relevant initiative. We will include this figure in our future project proposal. We hope that the Madam Chair and members will support the proposals submitted by the DPO on smart city and IT projects. We will be the gatekeeper to make sure that all these proposals will be cost-effective and are conducive to the development of infrastructures and services for smart city development. I hope that you will all support our work. We will continue to fight for more resources for the projects that we think are impactful. Mr. Chan Xiu-hong, 4 minutes left. I'm confident that the Commissioner and the ITIB are determined to develop Hong Kong into a smart city. Our role is not just to scrutinize funding proposals. We want to empower and authorize and support the Commissioner in taking forward their work under the DPO. On the last slide of the PowerPoint, that's about the future direction of smart city development. We do have to have a goal. We don't develop Hong Kong into a smart city just for the sake of it. We have to think about, say, 10 to 15 years down the road. What our AI industry will be like. If we are actually to transform our industries and trade, that will be the result of AI and robotics development. Now, when we talk about low-altitude economy, the administration and representatives will tell me that Mr. Wong, the CSA, is overseeing it. I know that we have a sandbox. I know that we are working on developing the low-altitude economy. Now, this slide is about the promotion of digital infrastructure and industry. So what is digital infrastructure? I believe that's not just about Northern Metropolis, cybersecurity, cross-boundary public service. And I think that we need to have a goal. We should improve city governance, promote autonomous driving, use of drones by having digital infrastructure. We haven't made full use of low-altitude airspace or autonomous driving technology. All these technology will deal a challenge to our way of living. This is such a big topic. This may not be under the purview of the DPO or even ITIB. I'd like the Commissioner to share with us your view. If we want to achieve the goal of having, say, a control system for low-altitude airspace, geospatial data, and information as such, the digital infrastructure will not just drive activities that I just talked about. It's also about digital assets. If we can trade these digital assets on the stock exchange, then great revenue can be generated. If we can share uncharacterized data with the logistics trade, then that will definitely drive the industry. I first now extend the meeting by 15 minutes. The Commissioner, please. Thank you. First of all, I thank Mr. Chen for his support and recognition. On the examples quoted by Mr. Chen, well, smart city itself is a big topic and is ever evolving. It involves the operation of the entire city, its management, its economy, and livelihood of the people. What Mr. Chen talked about is not just about digital infrastructure, but also use cases digital industries and how traditional industries can make use of IT to upgrade and transform. I think that all policy bureaus and departments have to be involved. The DPO will continue to play the coordinator role. We ask various policy bureaus and departments to implement the initiatives under their purview. With the support and monitoring of the LegCo, hopefully we can work together to develop Hong Kong into a smart city. Our ultimate goal is to improve the service and operation of our city and to promote the upgrade and transform of traditional industries as well as the development of new ones. Thank you.
Well, let me supplement. Mr. Chen Xiuhong just now mentioned that the overall development of smart city is complicated. It is no easy task, so the DPO is crucial. Anything that has to do with digital is related to the DPO. If you need any help from LegCo, please let us know. We do hope that Hong Kong could become one of the top 10 smart cities in the world. There's a lot of work to be done. I hope the Commissioner will keep up with his effort. I think what is the most challenging is cross-departmental collaboration. Low-altitude economy could be a turning point for us. It is different from developing hydrogen energy because low-altitude economy involves almost all government departments. We've been talking about promoting new productive forces, so developing low-altitude economy could be a breakthrough for us. Various local governments of our country have been trying to develop low-altitude economy, but their government departments have been working in silos, and there was a lack of data sharing among the different departments. We should learn from all these lessons to avoid making the same mistakes. Mr. Chen Xiuhong and I have been working to promote this. We hope that the government would consider building centralized platforms to prevent situations where government departments work in silos. This is to also avoid the wastage of resources. Like AI, there will be a central platform for different government departments, right? Take the government cloud services as an example. There's a centralized platform for different government departments. For developing low-altitude economy, we also need a central platform to be used by different departments. To have a landing point at the airport, we need the coordination of a central platform. I don't want to put the huge burden on the Commissioner, but I do hope that you will think about whether the DPO in the future could take up a greater role to coordinate the work in this regard. We will also talk to Mr. Michael Wong about this. I thank Madam Chair for your support. Any other questions or comments? If not, let's move on to the next item. Any other business? There being no further matters, meeting adjourned. Thank you.